Here's a video on creating a project in PageOptimizer Pro. Once you've logged in for the first time, you'll be at this screen where it'll say, looks like you're just getting started. You now need to add a project. You can do so by clicking New Project in the left sidebar or New Project up at the top. Projects are organized by domain, so you'll want to put in the first domain of the page that you will want to optimize. For this example, I'm going to put in my agency site, High Voltage SEO. You can put in HTTP, HTTPS, www, non-www. What happens at this point is POP goes out and it finds the domain the way that it properly resolves. And so you can see here HTTPS, hvseo.co, that is my site, and that's the correct version. If there's something incorrect, you can edit it here, or if you have a domain that you have not created anything on yet, that's okay. What the tool say we can't find that, are you sure you want to go on? And that's totally fine. You can click to confirm and the tool will let you move forward. Here you want to name your project. It's often a good idea to name your project the domain that you're using. So you can, in this example, I could use hvseo.co as is pre-populated. I could just change that to hvseo. I could just call it the hvseo site. Does not matter. Whatever is comfortable, this is for your own organization. You'll notice that as you type, or as I am typing, that on the right-hand side, the information I'm putting in begins to populate. Now that we've created a project, now we need to add a page to that project. This is the page that we want to optimize. We're going to put in the keyword that we want to optimize that page for. In order to create a new page, simply click New Page up in the left sidebar or New Page up at the top. Here we want to put in the keyword that we want to optimize. In this case, I want to optimize for Melbourne SEO. Here we'll choose our language and our region. There are two different ways to run a POP search. You can run a search using our servers, in which case you will choose the language that you want, and I would like English, and I would like Australia. Or if you have installed the POP extension, and you can see that in the top right-hand side, which I highly recommend doing, you can search using your current setup. If you are sitting in one country and want to get the local accurate results for another country, you simply change the settings on your own computer, and then you can use the POP extension. The POP extension will then do a search based on what you have currently set up. So in this case, I'm going to use the POP extension because I have set up a VPN in Australia. And that's the way that I would like to use it. If I don't have a VPN or I don't have things set up that way for my computer, you can simply choose one of the regions that's closest to your target audience and then click use the region above, and POP will use our own servers to go out and do searches to find your variations in your competitors. A couple other things on this page. First is special language support. This is good for languages that combine nouns and adjectives. From time to time, in these languages, you might have your keyword and it's actually stuffed in a larger set of one word, but it's actually several words. If you click special language support, POP will find your keyword even if there aren't any spaces in between the words that have been created. Analyze text with Google's NLP API. This is a feature that's available for agency users. If you check this box, and this account is not, but if you were to check this box, POP would run your content and your competitor content through Google's NLP API and would pull out all the entities that Google has identified and the category that it believes the content is in. This is currently one of the hottest topics in SEO. Here, for convenience, you can ask POP to remember your target language and target region so you don't have to reselect those each time you do a rerun. And then I'm going to run using the POP extension. Now in this video, the way that it's being filmed, you can't see the top of my browser window, but right now POP is opening up many new windows and is pulling down the content for all the competitor pages that it is finding. These are the pages in a SERP search for my target keyword. You can see here in this text, when using POP Chrome extension, you will notice tabs opening in your Chrome window. This is normal, this is good. Do not close those tabs. POP is using them. Now, that search took 15 to 20 seconds to complete. If you use one of our servers, it can take up to 3 minutes. I strongly recommend using the POP extension because of the speed at which you can get these searches done. Now we're on the variation screen. The variations are terms that are critically important to your keyword. We get them from Google. We do not make these up. We get them from the SERPs. A variation is often a different way to say your target keyword. So our target keyword is Melbourne SEO, and here we have SEO Melbourne. Very similar way to say it. It's also the words often on their own. So I have a two-word phrase, Melbourne SEO, and you can see I've got Melbourne and SEO on their own. And Melb, a different way to, a shorter way to say Melbourne. Another good example of a term to add that might be missed would be if you have a lawyer term and you know that attorney is a very close synonym. So you want to add very, very, very close synonyms, things that you've probably seen in searches before where you search one way and you get results for the other. And then the individual words on their own broken up are variations. And then in this case, nothing has been missed and there's nothing that I want to add. And I'll click next. Here's the opportunity to remove variations. 9 times out of 10, and maybe 9.5 times out of 10, you will not change any of your variations. You'll leave them as is because we get them from Google. Every once in a while, something will slip in that shouldn't be there, such as a $sign or a number or a word that clearly has nothing to do, because every once in a while there are terms in the SERPs that slip in that are not variations. You can remove those simply by clicking on the term. And if you made a mistake, you can click undo and get the term back. This is the point where we choose the page we actually want to optimize. You would put in the URL of that page here. You can type that in, you can copy and paste it in, and Pop is actually smart enough to figure out if you accidentally say put in the whole thing, hvseo.co, and then put in a page, Pop can actually truncate that down to the page that you want to optimize. You want to give this page a name. In the same way that you gave the project a name, you want to give the page a name. It's often the keyword that you're optimizing for, or you could say something descriptive, our home page, or our target, our main page, our money page, whatever it might be. I'm going to say the Melbourne page. You have a couple other options. Let's say you haven't built this page yet. So you have the domain, or even if you don't, but you don't have any content yet to run, you'd click, I haven't built this page yet, and you can see that that gets blocked out, so you can't put in, or anything you put in it won't be run. If after you have run under this I haven't built yet, and then you actually do build the content, you can actually do a rerun and say I've built this page, and you can have the opportunity to put in the new URL. You have the opportunity to run the home page. So if you're running the home page, this is hvseo.co, and that's what I'm going to do for this particular run. That this term, the Melbourne page, is actually my home page in this example, and I'm running it for this particular keyword. The last option is I'd like to copy and paste in HTML or source code. Let's say you have just written this content, but it's not on a URL yet. You could copy and paste in your content here, and you would just simply want to put it in HTML tags, so around p-text. The other thing you can do is if you have a web page and you want to copy and paste in the source code, you want to make sure that everything within the source code is being read by PageOptimizer Pro. You can copy and paste in source code here. For this example, I'm going to choose run the home page. Now these are my competitors. This comes from a search that was done for Melbourne SEO. I'm going to choose the competitors that I want to add. For this example, I'm only going to choose 3 competitors just for this example. It is very important that you understand how to choose competitors, and I encourage you to watch the Choosing Competitors video so you can get an idea on the proper way to choose competitors to put into PageOptimizer Pro. On this next screen, let's say there was a competitor that you did not see, that you know it's a competitor and Pop didn't find it for whatever reason, or that's something that you want to put in because you like to see their data. You can copy and paste in any URL that you would like here. You can re-see the search results if you want to go back and select. You can select and unselect as you need. The top 20 results are here, so you can go through and find the top 20 results. There might be a situation where the tool has a problem crawling a particular page. In that case, you could actually copy and paste in that page's source code, just like you would on that previous screen. So you could grab the URL's source code and copy and paste it in, and that's where you would do it there. Most often than not, that's not anything you have to worry about. We're going to click next. The tool is now going back out to those competitors that I have selected and is pulling out their specific information to create a roadmap for rank. As you can see, that was also very quick. That took about 5 seconds with those 3. It takes a little bit longer, obviously, the more competitors that you have. But if you use the the region, the selection region where we're using our servers, it could take up to 2 minutes to do so. This next page is very important. We want to choose focus competitors. And for the sake of this example, I'm just going to choose one. We recommend choosing at least one. I highly recommend watching the competitors videos so you can see the opportunity for a focus competitor. But the idea here is that you will see separate data. So PageOptimizer Pro will run those 3 URLs that you see, and it's also going to give you the data of that one that I've chosen as my focus separately as well, so I can compare that. This is a good situation to get comparison data of maybe the sites that are above you, the sites that are most like you, or the sites that you really want to see what exactly they are doing. Selecting 2, 3, 4, whatever focus competitors out of a larger group is a good way to do your SEO. We're going to click Submit, and now the tool is crunching those sites. It's pulling out the places that they rank, how they are ranking using the keyword that you are going after for the exact keyword, its variations, and the LSI, and that's it. And this is my score. You can see for this particular page, I have some work to do. I would click View the Report, and that's when I would get in and start to do my SEO. Please watch the next video on walking through a report so you can see how that works, and I would also encourage you to watch the video on choosing your competitors.